Please help me. Don't let them take me. My dad will not forgive me. Don't worry, I'll help you. But after this day, say the truth, oh.
Don't tell them it was me. The frightened young man grabbed his best friend's arm. If the elders find out, my family will be ruined. His best friend looked down at the broken sacred talking drum lying at their feet. The drum belonged to the village chief. It was only played during the most important ceremonies. Breaking it was believed to bring shame upon the whole village. The sound of angry voices grew louder. Villagers carrying burning torches were running towards them. The guilty young man fell to his knees. "You are my brother," he cried. "Please, save me just this once." The other young man closed his eyes. Then he took one step forward. It was me. The whole village gasped, but the greatest betrayal had not happened yet. Before this story begins, subscribe and join us for more unforgettable African stories filled with sacrifice, betrayal, shocking secrets, and powerful endings that stay with you long after the story is over. Many years ago, in the peaceful village of Obinagu, two boys grew up like brothers. They hunted together, worked on the farms together, shared every meal together. The villagers always smiled and said, "If you see one, the other cannot be far away." One of them was quiet, honest, and always ready to help others. The other was clever, charming, and loved being praised. No one imagined that one day their friendship would be tested. The sacred talking drum was the greatest treasure in the village. It had been passed down through many generations. Every harvest festival began with its powerful sound. The chief often warned, "Whoever destroys this drum will answer before the ancestors." One afternoon, the two friends stayed behind after helping decorate the village square. The playful young man picked up the drumstick. "I've always wanted to hear how it sounds." His friend quickly stopped him. "Don't. We are not allowed to touch it." But he laughed. "I'll only tap it once." He struck the drum. Crack! The old drum split down the middle. The sound echoed across the village. The smiling face of the playful young man disappeared. Before they could think, the villagers came running. That was when he begged, "Please, don't tell them it was me." The honest young man looked at his terrified friend. Then he stepped forward. "It was me." The whole village gasped, but the chief lowered his head sadly. "You know our law." The young man nodded. "I accept my punishment." Before sunset, he was banished from the village for 7 years. His elderly mother cried until she had no tears left. The woman he hoped to marry waited for him for many months, but as the years passed, she believed he would never return. The guilty friend comforted her. Then slowly, he stole her heart. When the honest young man finally returned home after 7 long years, everything had changed. His elderly mother's small farm had been taken. His house had fallen apart. The woman he loved was now married to his best friend. His heart broke, but he said nothing. He simply walked away. The villagers looked at him with pity. Some whispered, "He lost everything because of one mistake." Only one person knew. It had never been his mistake. Months passed. One evening, an old drummer became very sick. He called the chief to his hut. "I have carried a heavy secret for too many years." The chief leaned closer. "I was repairing my own drum behind the shrine that day. I saw everything." The honest young man never touched the sacred talking drum. It was his friend. The chief's face turned pale. The next morning, the village horn sounded. Everyone gathered beneath the great mango tree. The chief stood before the crowd. "The truth has been hidden for 7 years." The guilty man smiled confidently until the old drummer slowly pointed at him. "It was you." The crowd fell silent. The man's legs became weak. He tried to deny it, but then an old woman stepped forward. I saw him begging his friend to take the blame. Another elder nodded. "I heard it too, but I was afraid to speak." One after another, witnesses came forward. The guilty man's lies began to crumble. Finally, he dropped to his knees. "It's true," he whispered. "I was afraid. I let my best friend lose everything because I wanted to save myself." The whole village stood in shocked silence. The chief's voice became firm. "You stole more than a friend's future. You stole his name. You stole his home. You stole the woman he loved." The council of elders made their decision. The guilty man was stripped of the land he had taken unfairly. He was banished from the village for the same 7 years his innocent friend had suffered. The villagers helped rebuild the honest young man's house with their own hands. His elderly mother's farm was returned to him. People who once looked at him with shame now greeted him with respect. One evening, as the sun set behind the mango trees, the chief placed a new talking drum into his hands. "You protected a friend even when it cost you everything. Today, your honor is restored." The young man smiled gently. He had lost many years, but he had never lost the one thing that mattered most: his good heart. And in the end, the truth arrived exactly when the lies believed they had won. The village never forgot that day. They taught every child this lesson: a lie might run faster than the truth, but one day the truth always catches up. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more emotional African village stories filled with sacrifice, betrayal, powerful twists, and unforgettable endings that we can't wait to share the next story with you.